Kai gonna be first up over for the team one. The Draenei Warlock, man, looks so good with the full set. You should get that helm from the mage set from the trading post, because that thing would look amazing with all the soul shards, and you have fell orbs and everything. It's just a bunch of orbs. Dodge by Not Alone as he goes in for evasion just to dodge the axe toss by the pet. That is an early defensive send. And I guess against the Warlock, it's not the worst. Try to go for a fear, does lock it out. No axe toss for a second. I don't know if you can mortal coil him anymore. But actually, Kai is taking a lot of damage. He's taking a beating. Not Alone is just taking the momentum. He might just take it all the way home. He does have a cloak in case he needs to. Quick vanish, cheap shot. Standing next to the Fel Lord is not a great spot to be in. The fear, he does have a cloak. Takes Kai right after. Wow. He just pressed that offensive the entire time. He just put the pressure on him, put his thumb down. My God. That was a lot. Normally, Demonology Warlocks play pretty well against rogues, but missing that axe toss because of evasion, that is so rough. Because then the rogue got everything out of you, and he just slamming damage into your face. And you use your mobility, but you can't really ever get like a full fear cast on him, right? It's rough. At that point, I don't know what else you can really do. Is that just where you just forget about fears and just get pets, right? Is that what you're supposed to do in that situation? That was rough, and Not Alone playing out to the subtlety, the strength of the spec, all burst, all pressure. He's just trying to see if he can get himself a good opener versus Kragar. He won't. Actually, he'll have everything available. Everything but an evasion. But at least he got Shadow Blades. He's got all of it. He's delaying Blades until later, so it looks like a soft opener versus Kragar for now. As Kragar trying to get some damage going. Big roar. He's got himself battle stance. Just arm for a second. He's popping back into defensive stance. He wants to go damage versus Rogue. He's got Avatar and everything. Try to see if he can go for Colossus. Quick stun into Demolish. Oh my God, the Rogue is taking so much damage. Oh, he escapes it. Barely though. He should be bled up. There should be a rant and a mortal strike on the guy right now. Sitting down for food immediately. I guess this man's got food. Not only just sitting down to contemplate life. I can't even tell. But Kragar is able to avoid him though, or is not leaping in after him by the looks of it. Trying to see if he can make it happen. Does he get the charge done? Not Alone does have a trinket. I was thinking he doesn't, but he does have a trinket. Trinket for Kragar as well. Parry up right after. Not Alone does have evasion. Locking down Kragar for just a second. Another cheap shot. As he goes in for a vanish, he knows that if he just sits there with an evasion, he's just going to get overpowered the entire time. And overpowered, while it doesn't do the most amount of damage, compared to like a mortal strike and an execute, it is going to still stack up quite a bit. It is going to stack up quite a bit of that damage. It's mounting up just to make sure he's going to get ahead of Kragar. But he's definitely behind on cooldowns, trying to go for yet another cheap shot into Super Diard. Double stun right after, full stun on a Kragar. Got some Colossus Smash. Big roar as he gets hit with the disarm. He just needs to keep the rogue close enough. That is going to be a cloak for the rogue. Removing the blades. Got himself a big secret to take fear out of Kragar as his health actually takes a bit of a dip. That's himself another big go. Battle stance trying to go for that execute. Is it going to be enough though? Evasion out of the rogue. He can at least overpower him. Defensive stance before that cheap shot, which is so perfect. He reflected something. I don't know what he reflected against the rogue, but he does get a full demolish off of that stun. The rogue got a full kidney. Trying to see if he can escape. Sprinting out. Kragar with an intercept. Blind as a cheat death comes out for the rogue right here, right now. First aid as he got himself a blade still rolling on him. Leap on a Kragar. Rogue with a re-stealth. Trying to see if he can escape. Kragar just needs to get light aside of the guy. Blaze Storm and does break it just to see if he can charge, mounting up to get ahead of the rogue. Isn't going to be enough. Zap, Zerka's out of it, charge right back to it with a stun, Warbreaker with a reflect, disarm right after, Not Allowed, trying to see if he can make a comeback here. It does get hit with the disarm, bleed out of Kragar, Not Alone, just has limited time spent, and it is going to be Kragar with a parry, denying the rogue any kind of a kidney shot, any kind of CC, just any kind of an opener, any kind of a go. Not having that wall there is going to be rough as it's a full Kamoka out of the Feral Druid. Can at least try to see if he can interrupt him, but he's left with no health. Rallying Cry, full damage out of the Feral Druid. Kragar, not a lot of health available. Actually picks up a bit of health. Looks like jumping down the Warlock house and maybe with a Battle Mass Stricken. Got himself the banner to make sure the Feral cannot get lock him down at all. He's got himself the banner to inspire him. Going for a quick charge. Thorns on the Feral. He's trying to be very careful with Thorns, but Vines, I think, is just over. Vines and Bleeds is just done. Yeah, I guess a Feral Druid, once they sink their teeth into you, once they sink those claws into you, and you're left bleeding on the open floor of the Blackhold Arena, it is just unrecoverable. Full burst, both pets, everything is available for Bonsamdi making a return. I missed this guy. Full insanity burst onto the barrel. It's got a void rift. There's no escaping the rift. Doesn't even need the rift. You just blasted the man's mind into smithereens. Holy. Shadow Priest, man. Oh, look at that fiery set too. Oh, that is so cool looking. Honestly, I know Shadow Priests have like a shadow form and gives you shadow appearance. I kind of wish we could get like a color palette of shadow form, right? Maybe more pinkish, bright purple, like reddish, kind of like the Mind Games original Ventia version, right? How cool would that be? A shadow form that has a red tint. How dope would that look? I don't think they would do it because they're really big on silhouettes. Knight up next is going to be full bubble. Somebody cannot go for a dispel. He's just going to have to go for a disperse with a vampiric embrace as he's trying to see if he can recover and survive. Full dots up onto Knight. He's just looking to get himself some cast. He does get a juke. Stun right after. He doesn't really have an escape, but looks like Knight is out of cooldowns. Potential lay on hands and defenses are available. As he got himself full Void Torn, he can move. No more bubble available though. He got a Spell Warden potentially. Does he have Spell Warden? Mad damage on Bonsamdi. He may need something here. Trying to go for a fear. He still got the Rift. The Rift does big damage. Is it enough to finish it though? He just needs one more. Does get the win. He needs recovery right now. Pronto as Blue Paladin is going to be up next from one Pally Draenei into the next Pally Draenei. There's a Lightforge versus normal Draenei. Might have been Lightforge versus normal Draenei actually. Bonsamdi, I don't know how you're going to escape this. I don't know how you're going to survive. Yeah, there's just no way. Pally running you down. You are alone. Lone Shadow Priest. What do you do in that kind of a situation? Shadow's broken at the moment. I don't think so, because that man did get run over by a Paladin. I know Shadow Priests are generally really good. Don't get me wrong. Very, very good. But I don't think they're literally invincible. You know what I mean? I think everybody's complaining about BM Hunter right now, aren't they? Only one class can be at the top of the charts at a time. Goer getting locked down by Blue Paladin. IBF to give himself a bit of defense, a little bit of that survivability. Hand for the Paladin. He's the one trying to see if he can play defensively. Or at least he's trying to see if he can see at least stay mounted. And that's a full lockdown by Goer. Leon heads for Blue Paladin. No more bubble available. That is his one big heal. Yeah, doesn't that ability of Lay on Hands ignore dampening now? It's like a full Lay on Hands. Actual proper Lay on Hands. He got a full recovery. Full wings are available. Does he have the damage to follow up? Does he have the hammer? He just played super defensive, but Goeris has enough pressure to lock him down. That is exactly what Goeris needed there. An immediate slow down onto Leo. Leo tried to see if he could Wraith Walk after him. As he's playing out that Death Bringer while Goeris is playing the Rider of the Apocalypse. As it's going to be a blind silence to follow. Stun right after him. Try to see if he can get some damage going in. AMS, but Goeris has it immediately popping. That is a full execute. Reaper's a scythe. Exterminate coming right through as Frost. What's the name? Frost? Frost or Frosty? Frost. I'm going to call you Frost. It's technically the name is Frostr. Froster. I don't know. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. He's got this hazel look to him. Very, very hazel looking. Huh. I almost never see Deathblades running around with like a hazel color scheme. It looks interesting. As Leo is going to get locked down, IBF out of the stun immediately. Try to see if he can waddle away from Foster as he is playing what looks like Riders of the Apocalypse. Leo just getting chunked out right now. He's got to find a way to escape the Riders. That or he's got to find a way to get a lockdown onto Froster. He's just trying to see if he can slow down the pace of the game a little. Silence onto Froster. Is it going to be enough? Death back, but it's barely doing anything for him. Stun for a second. Does he have another stun potentially? He's trying to see if he can come back. Wait! Who won? Who won? Who won that? Leo got one. Froster got one, so it must have been Froster. Must have been Froster that won that one at the end. I was gonna say, because Leo did pull out some crazy wins in the past. I was thinking, what if that was him just there right now? Alright, let's get another one going, boys. Plush and Kragar. Let me know when the boys are both ready.